On behalf of SMT K.G.Mittal College of Arts and Commerce, I am
हा
Ashmi
त्यांना कर
Kalkar.
मौसमी मॅमना पिन कर आणि
केला
स्पॉटलाईट.
आणि स्ट्रीम चालू केली.
A very good afternoon to
हॅलो.
one and all.
हां
On behalf of SMT K.G. Mittal College of Arts
हां
and
केला
Commerce,
केला.
I, Moshmi Galvankar, Department of Economics, welcome all the distinguished dignitaries, all participants, students from various institutions, my colleagues, for today's webinar on research ethics and publications. Research connects us with sources of information and network of professional support, underpins professional learning of knowledge, skills and understanding, clarifies purposes, process and priorities, introduces changes, and helps to find solutions to problems and improves understanding. Research finds answers to things that are unknown, filling gaps in knowledge and enhances the society by advancing knowledge. We have today with us eminent speaker, Professor Dr. Moshmi Datta Madam, Vice Principal of Nagindas Khanwala College of Commerce and Arts. I welcome Professor Dr. Moshmi Datta Madam and would, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
I welcome Professor Dr. Moshmi Madam uh, for taking up the session. And this webinar is organized by SMT KG Mittal College in association with Thakur Institute of Management Studies and Research. I request Dr. Arya Madam, Director of SMT KG Mittal College of Arts and Commerce for the inaugural address. Arya Madam, over to you.
Yes. Good morning, one and all. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mosmi?
Yes.
It's on?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am. शिवांगी मैडम थोड़ा सा आवाज आ रहा है माइक म्यूट करने से जाएगा
वो माइक म्यूट करने में आ रही है अभी बराबर आवाज? हाँ मौसमी, अभी भी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ हाँ मैडम आ रही ना ना आपका आवाज आ रहा है
डिस्टर्बेंस हो रहा है क्या अभी भी? अभी
हॅलो.
डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा है?
I request all to mute the mics, please.
Please, all of you, please mute the mic.
आर्या मॅमलाच
Yes, Arya madam, you can go ahead.
Arya madam,
Arya madam, Arya madam, mic,
please.
mic.
तुम्ही अनम्यूट करून सांगा ना आर्या मॅमला.
Now?
आर्या मॅम.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, one and all. For this beautiful webinar on research ethics and publications by a speaker, beautiful speaker, Dr. Maushmi Datta. क्षणशः कणशः चैव विद्यामर्थं च साधयेत् क्षणत्यागे कुतो विद्या. See, the meaning of this slok is knowledge should be gained minute by minute efforts. It should be earned utilizing each and every resources. If you waste time, you can't gain knowledge. And this shlok perfectly suits our today's resource person, Dr. Maushmi Datta. Very hardworking and sincere star in the field of academics. I mean by star, I call her star because, you know, she is an icon of academic field. She is super teacher, academician and researcher. That's why she's a star of the academics. And she is the only one at present to be designated as professor in the subject of geography in University of Mumbai. Am I right, Maushmi madam? Am I right? And again, you know, like with few words only, I would like to end up. First of all, I would like to welcome all the staff members of Vivek College, principal and staff members,
Yes, madam.
and Dr. Pankaj Natu and his team, director, Thakur College, Thakur Institute of Management and Research, and each and everybody, all the students who are present, and each and everybody for this webinar. I am very sure that Dr. Maushmi Datta, I am very confident that each and everybody, minute by minute, going to enjoy her talk on this area, research ethics and publication. She is a master, she is a doctor, and I can say that she has a very in-depth knowledge in this field. Dr. Maushmi Datta, whenever I speak to her, she is so polite, so nice, so kind, and whenever I request her to do something, she is always ready. And again, I would like to end up with this quote, विद्या विनयेन शोभते. मौसमी, आपके ऊपर ये बिल्कुल फिट होता है. बहुत ही विनम्र, नोबल और बहुत ही शांत विद्या की मूर्ति अगर कहेंगे तो आज डॉक्टर मौसमी दत्ता जो है वो मैं देखती हूँ. और she is becoming a well known figure, already become a well known national figure as a resource person in various fields, not only in geography, not only in environmental studies, but also in the field of research also. So a warm welcome to Dr. Maushmi Datta,
Thank you,
and
madam.
nice to have you here for this webinar.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Over to Principal Dr. Shagun, madam.
Good afternoon to one and all. Am I audible? Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good afternoon to one and all in this 33rd webinar of Srimati K.G.Mittal College of Commerce and
हाँ
Arts.
ठीक है.
I take immense pleasure
हाँ
today to welcome
ते मौसमी
our
मॅडम
resource
आहेत ना
person for
याच्यामध्ये.
today's webinar on research ethics and publication, Professor Dr. Maushmi Datta ma'am. I'm truly honored and privileged to have her with us in our session for the second time, and I'm looking forward to many more sessions with her, of course. I also welcome all the academicians and students who have joined this webinar to gain knowledge on research. I have words fall short actually to introduce Dr. Datta, but then I truly believe that what is apt for her is this: a true one single line, and that is, a true academician is one who not only believes in knowledge gaining but also knowledge sharing. So she fits an apt for this because she is ever ready to share whatever knowledge she has in the field with academicians. Given the task of giving a keynote address on today's webinar to set the tone for the webinar, I have few words which I have written, and that is which I would like to just put it in words. Research comes in many shapes and forms, which employs quantitative and qualitative methods depending on the research question being asked. It also comes in many shapes and forms, and not all qualifies research and or evidence. However, good quality research provides evidence that is robust, ethical, stands up to scrutiny, and can be used to inform policy making. It should adhere to the principles of professionalism, transparency, accountability, and auditability. A high quality study cannot be done in intellectual isolation. It necessarily builds on and contributes to a body of research and analysis. We all know that UGC in its 543rd meeting held on 9th August 2019 approved two credit courses for awareness about research publication and publication misconducts to be made compulsory for all PhD students as a for pre-registration coursework. Ethical standards for publications exist to ensure high quality scientific publications, public trust in those findings, and that people receive credit for their ideas. Generally, ethical issues which arise are avoidance of fraudulence, plagiarism, duplication, and manipulation of citations, in etc. Top journals with high impact factors today include Scopus Index journals, Web of Science journals, and Google Scholar journals. All of the details of how to download these journals, the current status of these journals in which you wish to publish your research paper, identify and analyze your weak and strong areas in research, attach linkages to every aspect of your paper remains a challenge to all academicians. Uh, and today we have with us Professor Datta, who is going to highlight and enlighten us on this very area of research. I would not like to waste much time on further on this topic, and I would like to invite ma'am to the platform. And I would like to formally introduce her. Professor Mimi ma'am would do the honor of introducing Professor Datta to this webinar. Thank you, Datta ma'am, for giving us this opportunity today once again. And we all
Thank you.
look
Thank you,
forward
madam.
to your speak, your talk on this evening. Over to Mimi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shagun ma'am. A very pleasant good afternoon, everyone. It's my honor and proud privilege to introduce Professor Dr. Maushmi Datta madam as a resource person of today's webinar on research ethics and publications. I would like to start with a quote from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. See, it's truly said that learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. And that goes very apt with Maushmi Datta madam. With a teaching experience of 26 years, madam is currently serving as the vice principal of Nagindas Kandwala College and professor of geography. And regarding madam's educational qualifications, Dr. Moshmi Datta madam has MSc in Geography and MBA, and she holds two PhDs in Geography and Management. And madam's acumen in the field of research, it is evident from the infinite list of research projects that she has been associated with. And I'm very glad to present before you that madam has already been part of so many research projects. Madam has already submitted 3 minor research projects, one sponsored by UGC and two sponsored by University of Mumbai. Madam has also completed two major research projects sponsored by ICSSR, one industry consultancy project and one interdisciplinary project sponsored by Maharashtra State Commission for Women. And madam has a lot of publications to her credit, including 85 research papers with 43 ISSN and 42 ISBN, and has co-edited 8 books and authored one reference book on geography and 9 textbooks. And even in the international arena also, Moshmi Datta madam has made her presence very obvious. And she has presented various papers in various prestigious foreign universities. And to name a few, Princeton University, Pennsylvania University, Bangkok University, and madam has also been a part of esteemed panels for foreign visit for various academic pursuits. And she has also organized more than 20 conferences, workshops at international, national, and state levels. Again, madam is also the coordinator of IQAC, RUSA, ISO, MA in Geography, then 4 UGC add-on courses, international initiatives, and is also serving as a convener of attendance committee and mentoring, and also director of the incubation center. And madam also holds life membership of 7 national professional bodies and annual member of one international professional body. And for all her accomplishments, madam has been awarded with various laurels, including Best Ensemble Faculty Award 2012, Best Researcher Award 2013 by EET, and Award for Contribution in Research 2013 by Indus Foundation USA. We are highly fortunate to have you with us today, ma'am, to share your valuable insights in the field of research ethics and publications. So thank you so much for joining with us, ma'am. We welcome you, and I request you to kindly take over the session. So please, Moshmi Datta, ma'am. And just before, I'll just make one announcement. We will take up the question answer session once Madam's session is over, so I request the participants to pose their queries in the chat box. Maushmi Galvankar Madam will be taking up it after the session. So Maushmi Datta Madam, please, you can please kindly take over the session.
Thank you, madam. Uh, Good afternoon to one and all present in the platform today. Thank you, Nimi, madam. I'm overwhelmed by the good words you said. But at the outset, I would like to thank Arya, madam, for giving me an opportunity. She's always very overwhelmed with me, and I like that. I enjoy that. So whenever she calls, I never say no in whatever way I'm able to do. I'm highly honored to be called by you, Arya madam. So I thank the management of Srimati K.G.Mittal College and Thakur College of Management and Research for organizing this webinar and choosing me as the resource person. I'm thankful to the principal madam, Shagun madam as well, for giving me this platform. I can see my MSc students, my research students. I'm very obliged that you all are there, so you can also have a knowledge about this publication. Since you're new in this field, you can also know the in and outs of research. I can see my friend and colleague Reena also. Thanks, Reena, for joining. And with these few words, I would like to start my presentation on research publications and ethics. I need a second for sharing my screen and I start. Nimi madam, is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I
yes,
can
yes, ma'am.
start?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So, the topic today is research ethics and publication. Now, to give a proper, what to say, proper impact on this topic, I will have to give a background. Now, to create a background, I have designed my flow of presentation in the following manner, because only when we have this flow, we can really understand the research ethics as well as the in and out of publication. So, my flow of presentation will be a brief introduction on the citation, and then I will come down to some important concepts which the present research is seeing, the international research is seeing. Whenever you publish your paper in an international platform, you have to be very, very aware of certain concepts like impact factor, citation analysis, citation index, H index, and I-10 index. All of these, they generally sounds like a Greek and Hebrew to us, but I'm sure after this presentation, it will be crystal clear. After this, analyzing this basic small concepts, I will go to scopus. Scopus is an inward. Now every day, even in NAC criteria, you'll see how many publications you have in scopus or in web of science. But what is scopus, what is this web of science, we will come to know. Recently, Scopus has come out with a very recent concept which is called site score. Every day new concepts are coming up. Some are successful, some are not. We take only the successful ones. After throwing some light on the site score, I will go to the real what do we mean by the word research ethics. And then, very, very important in today's research world is the fake journals. So many fake journals are around. So I will give you some tips
मग
about how
काय
to
करू अनपिन करूया
identify
ना
fake journals. So I feel if I will be able to
हां
cover up
केलं
these points, I will truly be able to present before you the research ethics and the publication issues which we as academicians and also the research students who are just stepping into the world of research are facing. Before I go to the word citation, we are very confused. Okay, very confused. We often get confused with what is citation, what is references, what is bibliography, and some of us even go to that extent of of concluding that they all mean the same thing. Okay, now why do we say like that? It is not because we don't know, or you don't want. It's not our ignorance which is saying that, but we have not been referred, we have not understood, we do not have enough literature to understand the basic small differences between the three. But whenever we step into research, when we write papers, when we aim that those papers should be a part of publication, it is very important for us to understand the basic difference between citation, references, and bibliography. You can say that this is just it's a warming up session before the real exercise starts. So what is citing? Whenever you quote, you paraphrase, or you take up an idea, somebody else's, which is not of your own, but you are taking it in your research, in your paper, this, and you refer to that person's name, it is known as citing. Citing is nothing but giving the original source. It is nothing wrong in taking ideas or taking a paraphrase or taking a quote from somebody else. But if you do not name that person, definitely something is wrong. So, whenever you take an idea, quote, and you write it within the research, it is giving a credit to that person. It is called citing. Now, take for example, you are taking an idea from author X in the year 2020. When you are writing, you will only write in bracket within the write up X, comma 2020. That means from X author, you have taken the idea which the idea was written by X author in the year 2020. Now, when your paper ends or when your thesis ends, you have a section called references. You will have to write the names of the books which you have actually cited. Now, in the text, you have only written X and 2020. It is here you will write the name of the full book, either book or journal or paper or newspaper article, whatever it may be. You will write it there. So citing is generally called in-text citing, and referencing is that what you write up in the full form, the full write-up. But what is bibliography? Everything is done. Now, there are certain books which we read, but we do not take the idea directly into our research. Those names of the books should come in bibliography. Now I think these 3 points are clear, although the differences are very, very minute, but very, very important indeed. Citing, when you're taking a quote, and as you're writing, you're giving the original source. Referencing, whoever you have cited, you're giving the full information in the reference list. And bibliography, maybe you have read those books, but you have not directly used it in your writing, but you have read it. It must have given you some information, some idea. You must have got some new ideas from that book, so he or she also deserves a credit. So you write down in bibliography. So, what can be the source of citation? When you are just stepping in research, from where you will get the ideas? You can get the idea. Library is the best friend of any researcher. In our times when we started research, we have never expected of an e-library, but now it is a time of e-library as well. But the first step you do when you step into the world of research is to go to a library and search out the books, the journals, the articles. It can even be newspaper. That depends upon the subject in which you are researching. It can be a magazine. It can even be conference papers, proceedings, annual reports. Suppose you're doing it in accounts, it can be annual reports of so many companies. It can be so many government publications. Nowadays, you have lots of CDs also, various databases are there, websites are there, even thesis reports, various unpublished work, all of them can be source of citation. You can take your ideas from anything, provided you respect that man's work, that person's work, provided you acknowledge that person's work. This is very, very important. Now, often, we are in two minds that what to cite and what there is no need to cite. Let us clear up on these. Now, generally, general knowledge, there is no need to cite. Okay, the sun rises in the east, sets in the west. It's a general knowledge. Everyone knows. So there is no need. There is no need to cite them. Some scientific truths. Okay, light years. Okay, those are scientific truths. There is no need to cite. Historic dates. India got independence in 1947. Please, there is no need to cite. There are certain things there is no need to cite at all. So, in short, we can say whichever is common knowledge, there is no need to cite. But I feel personally, when you are not sure whether it is a common knowledge or not, please cite. If you cite, you don't lose anything. But if you do not cite, it will come in the problem of misconduct, which I will be taking it up in research ethics. So we have just mentioned with what we suppose not to cite. But what do I need to cite? Opinions of people, definitely. When you're writing an opinion of some people, you need to cite whose opinion is that. Theories. You're taking ideas from these theories, you need to cite them. The statements, statistics, definitely. The statistics which you're taking from the reports, you need to cite from where did you get it. Graphs, tables. Again, if you are not sure, please do cite. Because if by chance we lose out on anything, it is a danger, just like the picture. Now, how to cite? We know what is citation. We know the difference between citation, referencing, and bibliography. We know from where to start our citation. We know what not to cite and what is supposed to be cited. But how to cite? As I said, citation is generally in text citation within the body. Full citation, that is the full name of the book, full name of the article, will come in the reference page at the end. So sources cited in the text must appear in the reference page. Yes or no? I think I'm very clear on that. Conversely, each entry in the reference page must be cited in the text. It is vice versa. So in text, if you find X 2020, the name of that book or article, whatever it may be, should be there in the reference page. If I go either way, if I find the full reference of X 2020, I will search in the written up matter where it has been referred. So it is vice versa. Please do pay attention to this. So, what does citation generally include? Citation includes the name of the author, the name of the book or title, the journal of the title, the date of publication, the page number from where you have extracted the matter, the volume number if it is a journal, the issue number if it is a journal, even a website if it is an e-print. There are several types of citation styles. Generally, depending upon your subject, you take your citation style. Whatever your style may be, whatever I've shown in the previous in this slide, that what it should include, the all informations are there. Only the styles, maybe what is coming, some the what to say, we find that the list may be in different way, but the set of rules may be different, the guidelines may be different, but all information you will get it. So the most prominent style which we have is called the APA style. Okay, it's American Psychological Association. Its origin is in 1929. It was generally first used in psychological journals. However, now it is used in social science, it is education, business. It generally uses 12 point Times New Roman. It is author date based style. What do you mean by author based date style? In the in text, when you're writing, you're writing X 2020. X is the name of the author and 2020 is the date. So it has to be there. In text citation should be there. Reference list citation should also be there. These are some of the examples how to, if you're adopting APA style, how you will be doing it. For a single author it is different, for multiple authors it is different, for direct quotations it is different. I will be sharing this PPT with you. Whenever you do citation, you can refer to this as well. Otherwise, in your library or even online, you can get the official documents of every style. So please do refer to the official documents, because so many things you're not able to remember. That when it is a single author, what should be the style in APA? If it is multiple author, what should be the style, and so on. So it's better to refer the official document and then do the citation. Nowadays, however, you do not have to do citation manually. You have several tools. Even in Microsoft, you have a tool. You have several other reference tools by which you just put the information, the author's name, the date, the journal volume, the issue number, and you just click on the style you want to. It comes automatically. But still, as a researcher, you should always know the base of the citations. These are the examples. When it is a book, how will you cite? E-book, edited book. Suppose you're taking an article or a chapter from an edited book. Suppose it is an e-book, in what way you should refer, and so on. Now, if it is a journal with database, journal, excuse me, if it is a journal article in print, if you're taking something from newspaper article, if you're taking from some print source, how you, because citation sources are immense. So you can refer to these ideas. Lecture presentation also, it has a different way by which you can put in APA style. For a web page also, when you can refer entire web straight, even podcasts, nowadays podcasts are also referred to. Okay, now sometimes you will find there are no page numbers, there are no authors. Okay, so you have to be, whenever page numbers are not there, take for example the first one, Basu 2012, but I do not have the page number. In that case, I will write the paragraph number. Sometimes you have the book, maybe they're very old, for some reason or the other you do not have the author's name, so you just write the name of the book and the year. Sometimes you know the author, but you do not have the dates, you cannot find the date, so you're writing the author as Basu and ND, that means no dates are available. So for missing information also, you can cite them properly. So after you do the full reference, you can ask question to you, and then you can check whether your referencing, your citation is proper or not. Like, who wrote this document, when was it written, what was the title, where was it published, who published it, and so on. We have another style called the MLA style, that is Modern Literature Association. Origin in 1985. It is mostly used in humanities and literature. Okay, it is parenthetical citation, in text and author page method is given. And over here, whenever you're using MLA style, you're not using the word reference. You use the word work cited and bibliography. Every page may you have the work cited. What are the works which you have cited? And then you have the bibliography. For example, you don't write the page number. If you see, you don't write the year. You write Wordsworth 263. That means in text, you have taken from the book written by Wordsworth, and what was the page number of that book? 263. Now, if you want to know what was this book, please go to the bibliography and check. MLS style also, I've given some examples of books. When you're referring to books, single author, two authors, edited book, electronic book, how the pattern, how the style of citation should be. For articles, how should be the style of citations? For other materials like lecture notes, how should be the style in MLA format? Web page when you're referring with no author, when you're referring to the entire website, and so on. So generally you find that APA and MLA, they are quite common, So the basic difference, if you see, in APA and in MLA, in APA you have the author's name Smith, you have the year 2019, you have the page number, page 25. But in MLA, you do not write the year, you just write Smith 25. So you're giving almost the same information but in different styles. In APA, you have references, and in MLA, you have the work cited. If you see, the author's name is also different. In APA, you write Smith A. The first name is only the alphabet, but in MLA, you're supposed to write the full name, Smith Anna. Capitalization also there is a different, and even in title page, when you're writing an in text, mostly in title page, you don't you just write references and then you write down. But in MLS style, there is no need to write the title page. So these are the basic differences, different ways of citation. But the main thing is that whatever you have cited will be there in your write up. It should also be there at the end of your write up, whether it is in a reference form, if you're taking the style of APA, or in bibliographic form if you're taking it in MLA. You have Harvard style, you have Vancouver style. There are different styles. They have Chicago and Turabian style. As I said, you have different reference management tools also. You don't have to do it manually. The different reference list can be made. For example, EndNote is there, Mendeley is there, RefWorks is there, Jotero is there. You just put the information and you put the style, automatically it comes in. So I always tell my students, now citation can be completed, reference work can be completed in mere 10 minutes, because you are not doing it. It is a software which is doing everything. So friends, before I came to the real part of my presentation, I gave you a brief introduction on citation. I think till here we all have at least familiarized with the word citation when you're giving credit to somebody else. That is the actual meaning of the word citation. I have come to know the difference between citation, referencing, and bibliography. I know what we are supposed to cite and what we are not supposed to cite. And if you're not sure, please do cite. We know from where to take the citations, and we have also known the different styles of citation as well. Now I'm coming to a very, very technical part of research publication, that is impact factor, citation analysis, citation indexes, H index, and I-10 index. Each one of them I'll be dealing very, very minutely so that we can understand the importance, the meaning, and the differences between these concepts. So here we go. Impact factor. Now, impact factor is something very, very known to us, very, very known. Whenever we ask for a publication, what is the impact factor? But many of us, we are not sure what is that impact factor. How is that impact factor calculated? As a researcher, it's very important so that no one can fool you. It's very important to understand these concepts. So, what is an impact factor? Now, generally, impact factor is only for journals, it is not for the books. So, journal impact factor, in simple words, gives the average number of citations to articles. Understood, my friends? Why did I do citation first? What do you mean by average number of citation to articles? Suppose I have written a reference book on Malat, okay, a reference paper on Malat, and you have referred to that. And you have referred to that and you have put my name in your research. So my paper is cited. So journal impact factor gives the average number of citations to articles. The average number of times the article in the journal are referenced by other articles. That means to say. Now, the term this impact factor was first published by Thomas Reuters. So we often say, how do you calculate impact factor? It is by Thomson Reuters. This is the most accepted way of calculating impact factor. Now let us calculate one impact factor and understand. Generally, we find 2 years data is required for an impact factor. one thing I'm sure, you will not be having impact factor for one paper. You have the impact factor for the journal. Take, for example, the name of my journal is Advances in Physics. In the year 2007, I'm trying to find out the impact factor of the journal Advances in Physics. What do I do? Let us find out. For finding out the impact factor of 2007, I need the data of previous 2 years, that is 2006 and 2005. So, what do I require? I require the citations to articles published in Advances in Physics in 2005. What is this? Let me explain. Suppose in 2005, when Advances in Physics was published, it had 10 articles. Each article, how many times it was cited, I should find out. For example, I found out that in 2005, all the articles which were published in Advances in Physics, the if I add up all the article citation, it is 115. Similarly, I do it for 2006 also. It is 86. They're all imaginative figures. Now, what is the total number of citations received of the articles published in 2005 and 2006? 115 plus 86, which gives me 201. Finished. I keep the data like that. Now, I calculate the number of articles which were published in Advances in Physics in 2005. It was 12. So, for 12 articles, I got citation 115. Okay, if I add up the citations of all 12 articles, how many citations? 115. In 2006, how many articles were there? Nine. So all nine articles, if I add up all the citations, I got 86. So and now I add up the number of articles in 2005 and 2006, it is 21. So to calculate the impact factor of the year 2007, I do a calculation. Total citations 201 divided by total number of articles 21. It is 9.571. So when the Advances in Physics was published in 2007, the impact factor was 9.571. Remember, my friends, the impact factor goes on changing. Every year, the impact factor will go on changing because this is for 2007. If I calculate it for 2008, I will take the data of 2007 and 2006. If I calculate it for 2009, I will take the data of 2008 and 2007. So if a journal says we have a constant impact factor, that means it is a fake journal. We should not go for publication in such fake journals. I think I'm very, very clear on the calculation of impact factor. Now, I am actually coming to more and more complicated points. I know citation. What is citation? I have written one paper. You are writing one paper. You take some of my ideas and you write my name in your paper. So, my paper is cited in your paper. That is citation. But what is citation analysis? Citation analysis is a study of the impact and the assumed quality of an article. An author, this is author based, this is not journal based, this is author based, or an institution based on the number of times works or authors have been cited by others. I have written one book on Malad. How many times that book has been cited? That will give my citation analysis. If the frequency is more, that means the value of this book is more. The impact of that book is more. That is called citation analysis. For NAC, we sometimes need in criteria 3, you have questions on citation analysis. I think excuse me, your librarian will be the best person to calculate your citation analysis, because in Google Scholar, if you have every faculty registered with their research papers, automatically the citation analysis can be calculated. So I know impact factor, I know citation analysis. Now I'm coming to deeper into the well I'm going. I'm calculating citation indexing. What is this citation indexing? Citation indexing is a very, very complicated idea. It was introduced by Dr. Eugen Garfield in the Institute of Scientific Information. It is of Web of Science. What is Web of Science? It is a database. It has some journals and articles. It is a database. It was done in 1950s, but in 1950s, my friends, it was not very important. It did not gain ground. People could not understand how to do the citation indexing. But nowadays, in Western countries, for good high level researchers, citation indexing has become quite popular. Citation indexing is nothing, just trying to find out the link between the books and articles that were written in the past and the articles that make a reference. I just now said that I have written a book on Malad. You have given the citation in your reference book. So you will try to find out who else have used my book on Malad in their paper and how they have used it. So you do a backward study. This is called backward engineering. You do a backward study of my citation. In other words, this is a technique that allows us to trace the use of idea. Who else have used the idea? How they have used the idea. So this is a way of information retrieval. You find out more and more. Okay, Malad, on the book Malad was used in. Okay, it was used in 2010. Okay, in this way it has been used. In 2008 also it was used by so and so person. In that way it was used. These are all a part of very high level research. But when you're entering into the world of research, you have to go forward, and then only you learn up these ideas and you try to implement them. So you see, in the picture I have referred to book Smith 1995. I tried to find out who else have used it. If you write down Smith 1995, maybe you will get some research work who has used Smith 1995 as a reference. So I find that in 2002 also there were some articles which have used Smith 1995 in their reference list. In 2003 also there are some articles who have used the same book. Let me find out what is there, what idea has been taken from Smith 1995 in 2002 and 2003, which I have not taken. This is called citation indexing. When you find out your data backwards, when you do a backward engineering, when you do a information retrieval study backward, that is called citation indexing. So friends, we started with impact factor, which is quite normal. Then we did citation analysis, and now we are into citation indexing. But what is the difference between citation and reference? This is just for our retrieval. What is it? Suppose you have a paper R. Paper R has used some ideas of paper C. So, if you read paper R in the reference list, you will find the reference of paper C. At the same way, paper C, when a paper C we can say is a citation of paper R. So whenever paper C is written by X, maybe X will see that yes, my paper has been referred in paper R. So C is a citation of R. Yes, now I'm coming to some concepts which are hot favorites of our NAC. Okay, you will find the points like H index and I-10 index. Friends, all these are related. Impact factor, citation analysis, citation indexing, and here we are with H index and I-10 index. And my dear friends, it is so very easy to actually calculate I index and I-10 index, whether it is of your own paper or of the institute also. NAC wants it from the institute. For institute also, it is very, very important. And in many colleges, you will find, if you go through the SSR reports, they have opted out of this question. but you do not have any, they do not allow you to opt out, but still they have written nil. But from now on, we will not write nil because we can easily find it out. Let us understand what is this too. Now, H index, what is this H index? H index is nothing, but it is a calculation. It is calculated by counting the number of publications for which the author has been cited by other authors at least the same number of times. I will tell you how it is done. Okay, I will not go to all this. I will tell you. What is I-10 index? The number of publications which has been cited at least 10 times. This is easy. Now, I will make you understand just like impact factor with the help of an example. Take, for example, I have 12 publications. 1, 2, 3, 4, say 12. Now, one publication was cited 26 times, two was cited 12 times, three was cited 6 times, so on and so forth. Okay, I found out. Now, I will put them in rank. Let us put them in rank. Okay, now I have citation list. What is the highest number of citation I have received? 29. Okay, so so I'm putting the citations in rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12. I have got, I'm putting them in rank. So 29 has become first, second is 26, third is 15, fourth is 14. Hence, so I have put all the number of citations in rank. Okay. Now, which one is the publication? 29th rank, who has got? Publication number 6. I've written it there, 6. 26 citation, which one has got? Number 1, publication number 1. So I've written the publication also. Now I'm calculating the H index. See properly. Rank 1, which is publication number 6, has been cited how many times? 29 times. Rank 2, how many times? 26 times. Rank 3, 15 times. Rank 4, 14 times. Rank 5, 12 times. Rank 6, 11 times. Rank 7, 11 times. Rank 8, 9 times. Rank 9, 7 times. Now, I am saying the rank is higher than the number of citation. Rank 10, 6 times. Rank 11, 9 times. Rank 12, 2 times. So, what is the last number which the rank is the highest, where the citation is higher than the rank? 8th rank with citation 9. So, my H index is 8. I think it is very, very clear. Put the ranks, put the citations, put the number of publications. Find out whenever the citation is the highest. As soon as the number of citations becomes lesser than the rank, where the last number is there, where the citation number is more than the rank, that will be the H index. Finished. What about I-10 index? I-10 index is very, very clear, where the articles has been cited 10 times or more times. See, first rank 29 times cited, second 26 times, third 15 times, fourth 14 times, fifth 12 times, sixth 11 times, seventh 11 times, 8 is 9 times, 9 is lesser than 10. So till 7th we have 7, it is 11 times. So 7 will be the I-10 index. Friends, I think I'm clear on H index and I-10 index. I just give you a second to ask me if you have any problems here. Friends, do you have any problems in this? Impact factor, impact citation analysis, H index, I-10 index. Moshmi madam, if you are the moderator, can you ask the participants, or I can go ahead?
Ma'am, you can go ahead. I will take up the questions at the
I'll
end
do
of the
that.
session. Yes, ma'am. Thank
I
you.
think the concepts are clear to everyone. You can write in the chat box. I can expect some of the comments in the chat box, please.
Ma'am, I-10 index, if you can explain it again.
I-10, that's fine. Anything else? Anything else?
No, that's
Ma'am,
all.
H index. H index.
That is H index and I. That's why, you always halt after H index and I index. It's bombarding of ideas. So anything else? No. So I go back to my presentation with H index and I-10 index. Yes, Riti is writing, the concepts are clear. That is fantastic. But still, I'll repeat this because they are new concepts. I'll just repeat it. Yes, can you see my slide?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. See, these are my publications, number of citations. Okay. I put the publications in a ranking form. I make how many publications are 12. So I put them into rank 1 to 12. Citations, I put it. Which one is the highest citation? 29. I put it here. Which publication? Publication number 6. I put it here. Second citation 26. Which publication? Publication number 1. So accordingly, I put it. Now I'm calculating the H index. H index should be, what is the H index I'm calculating? Everywhere, if you see till here, till 7 is equal to 8, seventh rank is having 11. As soon as I coming to the eighth rank, the number of citation is a number of citation is 8 is 9. But as soon as I'm coming to 9, the rank is much more higher than the citation number. So the last number will be the H index. 8 is the H index here. Because if I come to 9, I will find the citation is lesser than the rank. The citation should never be lesser than the rank in H index. So the last number where the citation is higher than the rank, that rank will be taken as the H index. Is it clear, sir? Whoever asked me. Is it clear? The H index?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What about I-10? I-10 is very easy. Which rank has citations more than 10? See, 7 has got 11. As soon as I'm coming to 8, it is less than 10. So 7 should be taken up as a I-10 index. Yes? I think it is clear now. H index and
Yes. Yes,
I-10.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, friends, I have given an introduction on citation. I've given we have understood the some concepts which are used in today's research world: impact factor, citation analysis, citation index, H index, and I-10 index. You can ask me what is the use of doing all this. The main use of doing all this, it increases your credibility in the research world and academic world. Your credibility is very, very important. Everyone can get a PhD degree, but the point is that how you get the degree, what is there. I always tell everyone, thesis is something which is once in a lifetime. So do it ethically, do it properly. Never mind if you take some more time. It is once in a lifetime. You can always take more time, but do it properly. So they all increase your credibility in the academic field. And remember, friends, academic field is a very small field. If you keep on if your publications are of poor quality, it will not only bring down the name of the institution where you belong to, it will not only bring down the name of the guide who has guided you for research, but it will bring down the name, your name as a researcher, which is unbearable, I think. So now I go on to Scopus, which is a very, very prestigious database. Everyone is after Scopus. And recently, Scopus has come up with a very, very new concept, site score. Now, we are far apart. To reach that site score, we will take a lot of time. But road is always open. It's never ending. We will reach, all of us will reach. But so let us understand what is the Scopus and what is the site score. Scopus. So Scopus is what? It's just a bibliographic database. It is a database. Simple words. It is a database. What does it contain? It contains abstracts of papers. It contains citations of academic journal articles. With the word Scopus attached is prestige. Whenever you say that my paper is in a Scopus journal, that means it is a very, very high level journal. The word Scopus came into being in 2004, and at present it has got the largest abstract and citation database. It has got peer-reviewed literature, and moreover, if you go to the Scopus website, you can have many features. Various smart tools are there, like tracking, analyzing your research, visualizing your research, who else is using your research. And it gives me a matter of pride when somebody else is using your research. Okay, so all this you can track. At it has got more than 21,500 titles. Now it is very difficult to be in the Scopus list for every journal. And once it is there in the Scopus list, it does not mean it is there forever. It can it changes every year. It changes. One year you can be in a Scopus list and next year you're out. Okay, it has got more than 5,000 international publishers. Scopus delivers, it delivers the best of research output especially in the field of science, technology, medicine, social science, arts, humanities. So Scopus journals have the greatest prestige. They have the best of research outputs. So if your paper is published in a Scopus journal, it is a matter of pride. So what does Scopus generally contain? It contains journals, trade journals also. It has books, it has conference materials, and so on. Okay, so and scope whenever a journal is there in Scopus, they're very very strict. They have got very strict journal policies. They are very clear about their content. It should be very very your research should be very very clear and not ambiguous. Nowadays research is multidisciplinary. It is not that you do a research and you only understand that research. No, research is something which should be applicable ones. It should be readable ones. So about content also, they should be very very clear. Now whenever, as I said, your journal is there in Scopus, that means the standing of the journal increases. And generally Scopus does not take much time, for publication, and online availability is also there. So in short, we can say a Scopus is a database which contains several articles, several research outputs, and they are all of very high quality. A new concept has come called the Scopus Index journals. What else? So whenever you are going for a Scopus journal, you have to find out whether they're indexed or not. What do you mean by Scopus Index journals? Scopus have a master list of journals. So in that master list, your indexed your the names of the journals should be included. That is called that is called the Scopus Indexed journals. So if you go to the Scopus website, which I have named in the slide, there it will automatically guide you. You can choose the title of a book. Suppose you're going for publication, and the journal claims that it is in Scopus. You can easily go to the website of Scopus and choose the title. So if the title is there, that means you know that it is a Scopus Index journal. You can check the publisher also, or nothing. You can check with the ISSN number also. You can find out whether it is listed in Scopus database or not. See, this is the dashboard of Scopus. So easily you can see the search button. With search button, you can with the subject buttons are also there. You can easily find out whether the journal where you are publishing, that belongs to Scopus or not. What is the advantage? Why people run after Scopus? Because Scopus has as I said, no, it has got a very high prestige value. It has got increasingly global, interdisciplinary, and collaborative value. So whenever you say that your paper is in Scopus, definitely it adds value, not only as an author but as a researcher. As I said, just like we have impact factor, we have citation analysis, we have H index, and I-10 index. In Scopus, a new concept has come. It is called a site score. It is not very important at this period of time when we are just entering, but for future you should know. And whenever you're going for a Scopus publication, you should know that there is a concept of site score. What is this site score? Site score is the number of citations received by a journal in 1 year. Suppose you're doing it of 2015. So what is the citation of 2015 to documents which are published in 3 previous years? So which article they will consider? For previous 3 years, the documents which you have published, what is the total number of citation that they will publish, for that they will see for citation in 2015? Suppose my one document, my citation number is 10 here, 12 here, and 10 here. So total is coming to 32. So in 2015, my citation will be 32. So divided by the number of documents indexed in Scopus published in the same year, divided by the total number of documents which are indexed. I told you what is an index journal. See to this. Citation count, suppose I'm counting of 2017. Citation count in 2017. How will I find out citation count of 2015 17? I will see the total number of citation in 14, 15, and 16. I will write down, suppose 161 citations. Then I will see how many documents are indexed by Scopus. Suppose I have put 60 documents, but only 47 of them are indexed. They're in the main list. Divided by 47. Your answer is what? 3.43. So the site score of me in 2007 is 3.43. Did you understand? Every one of you, did you follow, I believe? 3.43 is a citation score. Now
Yes,
if
ma'am.
if you want to find out the citations, click here. Automatically he will be taken up to that paper. You can see that citation. If you want to check this 48 documents, which documents has been indexed, if you click here, automatically you will find. So these are some of the advantages of Scopus. Some of us are really confused. What is the site score and impact factor? Both are same or not? No, they're not the same. Impact factor is a web of science. What is web of science? It is also a database. Site score is only for Scopus. If somebody tells a different journal and tells you that there will be site score, it is a fake news. Site score happens only for Scopus. How you will calculate site score, scope? How many years have you taken? 3 years data. You need 3 years data, okay, for site scores, okay, for or 4 years data. But for impact factor, generally you calculate for 2 years data. I have told you how to calculate the impact factor, 2 years data. And in site score, you know what is happening? All articles, all reviews, all confidence papers can be added. But in impact factor, only articles and reviews can be added. So, friends, we have given the introduction of citation. We have understood these different concepts which are used now. We have understood what is Scopus. It is just a database which includes several articles and journals, but it gives a higher prestige value. A new concept which is a site score, and now I'm coming to research ethics. Now, research ethics means whenever you're doing a research, you should have some values and you should avoid misconduct. It's a simple thing what I mean by research ethics. Whenever you're doing a research, there should be a policy, a principle of privacy. You just cannot go and say, share your ideas, share it with everyone. There is some sense of privacy. Principle of beneficence. Take for example, you're working with tribal, or in some subjects you're working with animals. You cannot hurt them, you cannot hurt their feelings, you cannot hurt them physically during your research. Maintaining confidentiality. We do questionnaire survey. Whenever you're doing a questionnaire survey, you have to maintain confidentiality. You just cannot disclose whatever your respondents have said to everyone. That is why whenever after questionnaire we write down the report, we never mention their real name. Maybe it is there with us, but it is good not to mention their real name. And informed consent. Whenever you're doing a research, you need a questionnaire or you need a data, please take consent from the individual or from the authorities from wherever you take. There are lots of misconduct which happens in research. Three types of misconduct has been reported by UGC now. Number one is fabrication. What is fabrication? You want your research to look like this. So for looking in a particular way, you do certain changes which is not there at all. That is called fabrication. Number two is falsification. You want the result of your research to come out, so you manipulate you give false results. So that is falsification. And which is the most important one now, that is plagiarism. We all know about plagiarism. Plagiarism is in now. And UGC has been very, very clear on plagiarism now. So what is plagiarism? Plagiarism has, the word plagiarism has come from a Latin word, plagiar, which means to kidnap. Now, you're not kidnapping physically, but you're kidnapping my idea. You're taking my ideas, you are writing, taking up in your research paper, but you're not mentioning. Remember, the author X 2020, you're not mentioning anything. You're just taking an idea and writing it as if it is your own. So you're kidnapping the ideas, you're kidnapping the quotes, you're kidnapping the paraphrases from somebody else. That is called plagiarism. So plagiarism is what? It is just using somebody's work, somebody's ideas, somebody's images as if it is your own. You are not giving credit, you're not citing them. So and sometimes, it is done unintentionally also. Many researchers do not know. That is why I think the topic of today's webinar is very, very fruitful and apt, because sometimes we do it unintentionally. So but we do not know, unintentionally we are violating the ethical standards of research. So I always say that plagiarism is nothing but it is non-academic work in academic field. So you cannot do something non-academic in academics. There are very various excuses when somebody is caught for plagiarism, that it was very boring, I was tired, okay, everyone does it, so I am also doing. No excuses work with plagiarism. The formula is very, very simple. Whenever you're taking your ideas from somebody else, you have to take ideas from somebody else. Okay, you cannot be the first one who is researching on that area. You have to give proper citation, you have to give proper respect, you have to give proper credit to that person. So when you actually do plagiarism, when you're caught into plagiarism, what are you doing? When you're copying, you're actually cheating yourself. And really, it is worth the risk. You don't have to produce 10 papers in 1 year. You produce one paper in 1 year with very high standard and proper academic integrity. Your value in the academic world will increase. Your reputation will increase, because unethical behavior, copying is nothing but unethical behavior. Okay, so we will not be a research does not accept that. So nowadays, even UGC has said that up to 10% in your research or your books or your references, up to 10% plagiarism is accepted, and if it increases 10%, it will not be accepted. There are various types of plagiarism which I will just be shuffling ones, like clone. What is clone? Word to word it is taken up by somebody else. The black one is the real one, and the white one is the copied one. You will not find any change, even in full stop, and no, they have not spent a bit of energy. Same thing has been copied. It is called a clone plagiarism. We have control copy plagiarism also, where some portion, he's smart, some portion of the text is only taken and others are altered here and there. Okay, find, replace. Sometimes no, ideas are the same, but some words are find and replace, they're changed. For example, deers are browsing animals. Instead of browsing, they've used the word non-stationary animals. Okay, feeding on fruits, eating fruits. Smart. Okay, just find and replace. But this is also plagiarism. Remix, where from multiple sources, the ideas are taken and they're fitted up together in one paragraph as if it is your own. Okay, recycle is also very, very important. You're borrowing from from your own work, from your own previous work. Remember, when suppose I have got 85 papers today, I am writing the 86th paper, and there maybe it is possible I am referring to some of my papers, I have to cite myself. So me, Moshmi Datta in 2020, citing Moshmi Datta of some other year. Okay, so Moshmi Datta is the same. So even if you are referring to your own work, there should be citation. That type of, it will be caught in plagiarism. It is called recycle. Okay, sometimes cited sources and copied passages are all mixed up together. This is called hybrid. Sometimes it is called mashup. Mixed copies, from multiple sources, one line is taken. So it's totally mixed up. So iska matlab bharta bana diya. I always say mashup is just making a bharta of all the ideas which you get. 404 error, it is non-existent, it is not there only, but still they to still they find out citation, they just write down from this book, that book it is taken, but that book is not existing only anywhere. So this is called 404 error. Aggregator includes proper citation of the sources, but the paper has no original work. Everything is cited. They have cited it properly, but everything is cited. This is not the way. You have to cite, but you have to use your own. Researcher is something you find out something new. So you are citing, you're taking ideas from somebody. It is fine, but you have to use your own original cite as well, which is not done. Retweet includes proper citation, but anyway, this is almost the same. Has it takes everything is taken from the author. You have to have your own idea as well. There are some more types of plagiarism which is coming. Nowadays it is used. You find it very often. Like nowadays, you will find UGC often uses the word potluck paper. What is a potluck paper? Where the author gathers information from various sources and changes some of the languages, which is very very minimal, and says as if it is your own work. It is called the potluck paper. What is a photocopy? It is same to same without any changes. He has not wasted time. What is self-stealer? I explained to you. I take my ideas only, but I don't cite. So I steal from myself only. I'm a self-stealer. The highest form of plagiarism is the ghost writer, where everything is copied except the name. Okay, so this is called the ghost writer. So these type of words are used for plagiarism. You will often find in researchers, in high level researchers, these words are used. So it's very important for you to know. There are several laws for plagiarism now under Section 57 of Copyright 1957 UGC. It can even lead to imprisonment, or you can be just out, of the research world. So you have to be very particular with plagiarism. And main thing is that you lose your name you lose your reputation in this academic world, which is very, very important. These are the punishments. So how do you prevent plagiarism? Keep a track, from the beginning. Whenever you're doing citations, just and never copy directly. Make notes, okay? Always cite others. That's why I was talking of citation. Give credit to others. Cite the sources which you have used. Always be consistent. Plan in advance, not in a hurry. Research is something, the other word of research is patience. Be patient with your research. Never mind if for 1 year you do not publish anything. In 5 years you publish one paper, but that should be an outstanding paper which increases your value as a researcher in this academic world. There are lots of how to avoid. You should avoid plagiarism in every way. Now human errors happen, but sometimes you misspell the author's name, or sometimes you just forget to give the citing. So you have to be very very proper. At some level, at still some point, human error can be accepted, but all errors cannot be human error. Nowadays we have many plagiarism detecting tools. I can understand these tools are very very expensive. Even many institutes cannot afford them, but always do plagiarism checking through the proper softwares only, because we nowadays we have this online softwares also. In online software, the free softwares, what happens, your matter gets saved in the cloud. So whenever you're using a proper software for plagiarism testing, even that is counted as plagiarism. So you have to be very very careful on that. Always in a research, you have to be original. Your original ideas will be the best. Always keep a track of your sources, of your notes, what you are doing. It is not a crime, but definitely it is very very unethical. So research is something which is very very pious. It is just like a worship. It is very ethical. So you cannot have any unethical conduct in research. So friends, citation, the concepts of impact factor, what is scopus, the data, the CITES code, the new concept, and the research ethics. I start with the last part where identification of fake journals. It is very, very important. Nowadays, fake journals, there are so many fake journals around. We fall a prey. We don't understand and where to publish our papers, how to identify whether a particular journal is a fake journal or a proper journal. So generally, there are six ways. I love this cartoon, so where it is shown that as if it is a sheep, but actually it is a donkey. So there are six ways to spot a predatory journal, a fake journal. First of all, whenever you are going for publication, if it is an unknown publication, always check the website of that publication. Every publication house will have a website. Now, you should check in the website. When you go, see the spellings and grammar which are used in the website. Poor language, if it has poor language there, that means the journal is a very, very the journal is very, very low professional standards. Okay, the journal fees also is another way by which sometimes, the journal fees should be clearly stated in the website. Okay, and the journal fees should be given only when the publication is accepted. But sometimes what happens, previously only they ask for journal fees and they don't look into the peer review, so that is a fake journal. Okay, secondly, membership of the journal. Sometimes in the website you will notice that it is written that the journals are having a membership in directory of open access journal, they're having in publication ethics. So whenever they're claiming membership, just take out some time and check the memberships in the relevant website, whether the name of the journal is there or not. Check the journal very, very well. Okay, sometimes you will find that the address, which is from the address also you can find out whether it is a fake journal or not. Sometimes you will find the office address of the journal is in one country and the contact details is in another country. This is the first sign of a fake journal. Check that if you receive an email saying that your paper has been accepted for this journal, please check the time in which the email has come, from which the email has come. Suppose it is of London. Okay, so you find out whether the time which is mentioned is a working hour of that country of origin or not. Middle of the night, no one will send you an email saying that your paper has been accepted. So whenever such things happen, even the phone number, whether the phone number has a proper country code or not, these things you have to check of a journal. Even the editorial board, sometimes, some names are written which the person also does not know. So when some names appear in editorial board, go to Linkage page or go to ResearchGate and find out the person has also listed or not that he is in the editorial board of so and so research. Okay, sometimes you will find that fake journals, miss out on their peer review process. Paper bhejo mein publish karta hai, that means it is a fake journal. So this publication timeline is also very important. So these points we have to remember when you're going for a publication of an unknown journal. Always read through the past issues. If they've given the website, and see the past issues, whether the past issues has come or not. If sometimes you will find that some past issues, it has been written that coming soon, that means it is a fake journal. When the past issue has only not come, how can this issue come? So all these points have to be kept in mind when you are going through a paper publication. I belong to geography. Okay, so I always call, why only we have air pollution, water pollution, land pollution. I call this a publication pollution. Publication pollution is very, very intense, my friends. So we have to be very clear and we have to be out of it. Friends, I have done citation, some important concept of impact factors, citation analysis, citation index and I index and I10 index, scopus, the site score, the research ethics and identification of fake journals. I wish good luck with all your research and please do follow the steps above to give you the confidence in your choice of publication vehicle. I always believe with the ideas of Philip Zimbardo that academic success depends on research and publication. But no hurrying with your research and publication. Enjoy your research. It is once in a lifetime. Then only you will get success. So, scientific research is one of the most exciting and rewarding of our occupation, and we all belong to that occupation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moshri, madam, for such a insightful, wonderful, informative, interactive, and so fruitful presentation covering all aspects of research ethics, and publications. I really love the word pollution in publication, so aptly put up by you. And Madam, we have a few questions which are put up in the chat box. I'm coming to the question answer session immediately. And some questions have come on my chat box. First, I'll pick up the questions from the Meet chat box. This question is from Dr. Rekha Singh. Sometimes, even if it is cited properly, some of the journals take it as plagiarism. Your comments on it, madam?
Madam, if they take it as a plagiarism, they will send you a plagiarism report. Okay, if it comes as a plagiarism report, suppose you have used X journal and some idea is taken up and that has come as a plagiarism report, you can always go back to the journal and tell them so. You can give them, that is the use of the reference and citation. You can argue with the journal, that this is not plagiarism, it has been cited. They will give you a report now, that which part, they highlight the parts now, which part is plagiarized.
Mm.
So if you know that this has been already cited, you have given a proper citation, they cannot take it. So you can always argue with the journal.
Okay. Thank you, madam. The second question coming up from Mimi Menon, madam. Is there any definite criteria as to how much a researcher can quote and how much should be in his her original contribution, especially in papers based purely on secondary resources?
Yes, madam, whether secondary or this one or primary, whatever it is, madam, you cannot have, as I mentioned in plagiarism, you cannot have your own ideas. Even when you're writing a literature review, you cannot take an idea of somebody else's out and outright. Okay, you have to put your own views also. So there is no prescribed percentage. This percentage can be others, this percentage is mine. But you should have your own ideas that best suits in to give proper value to your research. It is after all your research. So your ideas should be there. So definitely your ideas should be much more than what you quote of others.
Thank you, ma'am. And the next question by Riti Kushwa. She had asked this question when you're talking about I-10 index. Can the I-10 index be more than 7 also?
Yeah, it can be more because I-10 index means a particular citation which is more than 10. No, so I've taken the rank. So it can be more than 10. More higher the I-10 index is, more fruitful as a researcher you are. That means a single research paper has been cited more than 10 times. That is I-10 index. No. So
Hmm.
over here, I'm having 7 research papers which are cited more than 10 times. You can have 10, you can have 20, whatever it may be. You can even have all your research papers which are cited more than 10 times. So your I-10 number increases. It everything depends upon number of times citations take place.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, this is coming up from Dr. Sunil Gosavi. How can we find high level and quality research journals for publications?
Sir, if you have noticed the fake journals identification, and
Yes.
then you can go to several databases. First, you have to identify whether it is a fake journal or not. If it is not, then you go to Web of Science website, check whether that particular journal is included in Web of Science or not. Go to Scopus and check whether that particular journal is included in Scopus or not. So more and more they are, I said no, Scopus is nothing, but it gives a prestige to that journal. The viability of journal increases. So you have to go to this databases and find out whether the journals are included there or not. If they're included, they're of high value, if not low value.
Okay. And there's one more question by Dr. Kasavi. How ISSN and ISBN numbers are linked with quality of research journals?
They're not linked with quality of research journals. Actually, what happens, getting ISSN and ISBN is very easy. ISSN is what you have to produce two research journals of without any ISSN, and you send it to Delhi, you get the ISS number. It is not the ISSN or the ISBN that gives you the quality. It is the impact factor that gives you the quality of the journal.
Okay. Ma'am, there is another question is from me actually. If a researcher forgets to cite, is there any app to find out that I have cited, but I have forgotten the citation, from
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
took it?
From plagiarism, madam. You when plagiarism only it will be caught, no, that it is there and you have not cited.
No, ma'am, supposing it is before
Yeah, that's what I'm
plagiarism.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So suppose you have taken up a particular idea and you have not cited. When you give it for plagiarism with proper software, that will come as highlighted, no? That this is somebody
Okay.
else's idea. If you would have cited, it would not have come as a highlighted one.
So we can do a plagiarism test on our own before.
On your own means please don't go for, I avoid doing it online. I told you na, in online the free ones, your matter gets saved in the cloud. Nowadays everything is in the cloud na. So
Oh,
when you go for a software, the software catches that.
okay.
Actually it is not plagiarism, but it will show as a plagiarism.
Okay. Ma'am, there is one more question from Ms. Darshika Karya. Can you give us some names of two, three at least of Scopus Index journals?
Scopus and my dear, you have to go to the website and check. Put your subject. I've given you that dashboard, na. Just type Scopus. The dashboard will come. Type your subject, and you put a click in your subject. Whatever Scopus journals are there, you will get. As of now, I don't remember the names. Madam, you have muted yourself.
Mostly, madam,
Sorry,
please.
sorry. No, these are a few questions from some students. Difference between anonymity and confidentiality. Hello?
Yeah, anonymity and it is the
Confidentiality.
same thing. It is the same thing. It is the same thing. Sometimes you just write anonymity and confidentiality, or I prefer using principle of confidentiality.
Okay. Ma'am, there is one more question. Difference
They're
between you
talking of
spoke
the values. Yeah,
They are talking about the values, yes. Ma'am, you spoke about
yeah.
consent. This question is on assent. What is the difference between assent and consent?
Assent, I don't know. Assent is not there. It's only consent. Consent, you have to take prior permission from wherever question is you're taking.
Okay. And ma'am, there's one last one. Observation protocol from a student of our college. What is observation protocol?
Observation protocol is that sometimes you do not take any ideas or you do not do any questionnaire survey. You sit and observe, and on the observation you write down your report. Suppose for some tribals, ethnographical study they are called. For some
Okay.
tribals, you just don't go and ask, you observe their behavior and you write a report. So this is called.
Okay. That's it, madam. I would like to ask our participants if they have any other queries. You can put it up on the chat box. I'll take it up. Or we can post questions to you, ma'am,
Yes,
later. Yes, we can do that. And I thank you very much, ma'am, from SMT Mittal College, Thakur College of Management, and Vivek College of Commerce. And I request Darshika Karya, madam, to propose the vote of thanks for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Moshmi ma'am. To each and everyone, myself, Darshika Karya, on behalf of our college, Srimati K.G.Mittal College of Arts and Commerce, extend cordial greetings. It is rightly said, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, and to add to this, it can drive into a meaningful life. Today, I would like to quote one of the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, wherein Lord Sri Krishna says, Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam, which means staying connected to the Almighty is the art of working skillfully. So today, I bow my head in gratitude to the Almighty God for showering His bountiful blessings and grace always and everywhere, and to make this webinar possible. A special mention of our Honorable Secretary, Sri Rajendra Ji Mittal sir, for being the catalyst that stimulates us to do our best always. On behalf of everyone present here, I would like to place on record our sincere thanks to our resource person of the day, Professor Dr. Moshni Datta Madam, enlightening presentation on research ethics and publications. We appreciate having this important area clarified, Moshni Madam. Thank you very much. Your warming up session, ma'am, as you said, madam, have helped clarifying basic differences in the terms commonly used in this area. Words would fall short to describe the benefits of attending your sessions, ma'am. Thank you very much, Moshni, madam, for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, an event of this dimension requires planning and a bird's eye for details. I would like to extend a hearty word of thanks to our director, Dr. Suhasini Arya Madam, principal of our college, Dr. Shagun Srivastava Madam, director of Thakur Institute of Management Studies and Research, Dr. Pankaj Naidu sir, and principal of Vivek College of Commerce, my mentor, Dr. Vijeta Shetty Madam, for guidance extended in organizing this webinar. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for the members of the organizing committee, including the technical committee, for the well coordinated teamwork and effort. The participants from all the three colleges, including students and researchers, are likewise an essential part of this webinar who actually made this webinar a meaningful one. Once again, we thank everyone who have contributed directly and indirectly to make this webinar a successful one. Thank you all for being with us this afternoon. It has been a great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Uh, just a small information for our participants. The feedback form will be forwarded in the WhatsApp group, and please fill up the feedback form, and we will be posting your email e-certificates within a few days. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Moshmi.
you.
Thanks a lot so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Arya madam.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Moshmi.
everyone.
Thank you.
Shagun madam, thank you.
Thank you, Moshmi.
Thank you, Nimi madam. Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you, Moshmi.
Yeah. I
Thank
will
you,
quick.
Moshmi Datta, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Moshmi madam. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Arya ma'am. Thank you, Shagun ma'am. Thank you, Nimi
Arya
ma'am.
ma'am, Arya ma'am,
Thank
Shagun
you,
ma'am, thank you.
Shubhangini madam. Thank you, Darshika madam. Sabko
Thank
thank you.
you. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
technical team.
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, bye.
Well conducted, Shubhangi.
Bye.
क्लोज करू ना मॅम मीटिंग हां एंड स्ट्रीम केला